Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I tried journaling for a week. I feel like journaling is something that a lot of people want to do. I think it's because people who journal kind of give up the vibe as the same kind of people who read a lot, and they also just seem like they have their lives together for some reason. So in hopes to feel like I have a little bit more control in my life, I decided to try journaling for a whole week. I really only set 3 goals for myself when I decided that I wanted to start journaling. The first goal would basically be that I did it consistently. That doesn't need to mean like I do it every day or like I do it on the same day at the same time every week, but more so that I pick up my journal more than once every 6 months. My second goal was to get into the groove of it enough to where I could fill up this new journal by the end of the year. This might have been a little bit ambitious of me, but I definitely don't think it's impossible. What better way of starting to journal than having a whole journal dedicated to my 21st year of life? And then my last goal would be to not care about the way it looked. I thought that looks should definitely be my last priority. The week that I decided to journal was March 7th to March 14th of 2021. It actually has been a few months since I've started this, so don't judge me. The first day that I journaled was March 7th. On the first day of journaling, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to write about, so I looked up a bunch of videos on like how to journal and like stuff to journal about. While I was doing my extensive research, I saw this girl. She likes to write letters to herself. I think her channel is at the Bliss on YouTube, and I actually thought this was a really great idea considering the fact that I wanted to fill up this journal by the end of the year. So on the first page, I wrote a letter to myself for my 22nd birthday, which is perfect because my birthday is in December, so it's the end of the year. I just feel like that's going to be really interesting to see what's changed, what's the same, who I'm still hanging out with. Another thing she said was that 3 goals and then 3 wins for the day, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. If you journal in the morning, write down 3 things that you're looking forward to doing that day, and if you're journaling more like later in the day or at night, to write down 3 wins or 3 things that you accomplished that day. And I also just did a quick little entry about my life, I guess. The second day that I journaled, I just did another entry. I just wrote down whatever I felt, and I wrote down things that I was excited to do. First thing was to edit the video that I was working on that week, to read some of my book, to have lunch with Emma, and then to hang out with Tyler. Also, a New Year's resolution of mine was to start reading again. Growing up, I was a really big reader. All my books have now been replaced with Jocelyn's BTS albums, but I definitely want to get back into reading. So on this same day, I wrote down a whole list of books that I want to buy and then I want to read. Oh, and I decided specifically to put these books in here because these are the books that I want to read by the end of the year. March 9th, which was the 3rd day, I believe, it was my mom's birthday. So I wrote about that. I also outlined some video ideas. I'll let you guys know if I end up actually making those videos, because for some reason when I think of a video idea and then I sit on it for like 2 weeks, I think it's like a horrible video idea, but in reality it's probably just as good as it was when I initially thought of it. But the Capricorn in me is always like, no, it's not good enough, because secretly deep down I probably believe that I'm not good enough to do it, when in reality like I would probably put in more effort than I should into it, therefore making it probably good. But the last thing for that day, I wrote another list of things that I wanted to do and a list of things that I actually accomplished. The list of things I wanted to do consisted of getting my mom bags of popcorn and a card to complete her gift. Oh my goodness, happy birthday! Let's go out her favorite Starbucks drink with extra dragon fruit, because there's been drama in the past with there not being enough dragon fruit. Giving my mom her gift. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you. Reading some of my book and editing some of my video. March 10th, and that is day 4, I believe. This day was a really big day for me because I bought my new laptop. The laptop I previously had, I had for like almost 7 years, and it was getting old and getting annoying. It was just so old, like it was getting ghetto. And this day really meant a lot to me, I think, because I'm the kind of person who will not spend money on myself. A part of me was like, no, I'll just buy it next month when I have more money. And I knew deep down inside when I was telling myself I'll buy it next month, that once next month came came, I was eventually gonna be like, no, I'll buy it next month when I have the money. And I was just gonna keep doing that. Tyler ultimately persuaded me to get it because he said that he thought I deserved it. He basically said that I deserved it because I do work really hard, and at the time I was working 2 jobs and I was doing school, still working really hard on my YouTube channel, even though only people who know me really watch my videos. And it just was so reassuring to know that I wasn't crazy to feel like I was working so hard. So to hear someone who I'm so close to like validate all the hard work that I put into like everything, I don't know, man, it's just something about it. Like, I was in Best Buy crying. I was like, I had the laptop in my hand, I was like but yeah, here's my drawing of it. I want to thank you to Tyler for encouraging me to make this bad but really, really good decision.
The most expensive one, baby.
Stupid. March 11th. I don't think I journaled on March 11th because it's not in here. Okay, March 12th. It was a Friday, so we had a Friday dinner with my dad. We watched Parasite for the movie that day, and it was my first time watching it. My journal entry for that day was about Parasite, about the movie, and everything it made me feel and think about, and basically how the rich are just lucky that they get to live in bliss and ignorance, while like the poor people are literally like leeching on them just to survive. 10 out of 10 movie. You should watch it. And that brings me to the last day, March 13th. My entry for my last day was my thoughts about journaling. So the first thing I took away from this week of journaling was to slow down. But because I have an internship and a job and I'm in school and I want to make YouTube videos, I feel like I forget to slow down. Like last year, it went by so fast, and I think it was because I was constantly thinking about what I had to do the next day. Not even just the next day, the next week. Writing down what I did every day, it really slowed life down for me. I'm not constantly scatterbrained about what I have to do next. I honestly think that has lowered my anxiety like a lot, which is really good. The next thing I took away from it is that it's the little things. Having the mentality that I was supposed to write in my journal every day would have me constantly thinking about everything I was experiencing in hopes of coming across something that I could write about in my journal later. I remember I was at a shift at my job and I was making a poke bowl, and the sun was coming through the window and it made like a really pretty rainbow all over the little containers of fish, and it was so cute and so pretty. And I was like, wow, like how cool that rainbows are a thing. I don't know. I just would notice a lot of little things like that, and then those little things would get me so excited to write in my journal. But if you just appreciate the little things, every day is just more fun. Like that little rainbow, it made my day. It was a great day after that. And the next thing I took away from journaling is that I do more than I think I do. I always feel like I'm never just home sitting and doing nothing. Because I'm never really home doing nothing, I never have time to do things that I want to do. Most days I was doing like 3 out of 4 of the things that I wrote down. And it made me realize that I'm not doing anything, if that makes sense. I always felt like I was never giving myself enough time to do things that I really wanted to do, but because I was constantly checking off all the things that I did do, it made me realize that I do a lot of the things that I do want to do. And lastly, journaling has just given me inner peace. There's a lot of things that I think about a lot and constantly that kind of stress me out, and to me they're not really things that are worthy of talking to people about. It feels good to have a place to put those thoughts. I definitely recommend journaling for anybody who's interested in it, and I definitely recommend it for anybody who may feel stressed or lost or anxious or sad or confused, any kind of bad emotion. And I definitely feel like less is going on up here because now it's all in here, and I've just been overall like happier. If you're thinking about journaling, definitely do it. I hope you guys liked my video, and I hope it gets at least one person to want to go buy a journal and start journaling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh my god, I don't think I brought my puppies out. They're on the couch. Are we on the bed, bro?
What?
Remember I took them out?
What are your fan names? Are they like Kayla Naders? or negrete ezers, or like lovelies.
Huh?
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Anyways, bye.